This is a call to action. On March 5th, new Governor Charlie Baker released his budget proposal for fiscal year 2016. Included in this budget draft was a 50% cut to recovery learning communities across the state. This would bring the RLC's already very low statewide budget of $3.4 million down to $1.7 million. This level of reduction is unprecedented and would serve as an incapacitating blow, including shutting down centers and other much-needed and well-utilized supports throughout Massachusetts. This is just a brief glimpse into the Western Mass Recovery Learning Community, one of the 6 RLCs across the state. We welcome you to stand alongside us in solidarity as we fight to fully restore the budget for all RLCs statewide. Each RLC is built on a foundation of peer-to-peer support, which means they are designed especially by and for individuals who have experienced psychiatric diagnosis, trauma, addiction, and a variety of other life-disrupting challenges. Just a few examples of RLC supports include access to resource centers, support groups, bridger supports to people transitioning back to community from hospitalization, assistance with housing and job searches, youth-oriented gatherings, and much more. RLCs first began to be funded in 2007 and have gained steam rapidly since that time, now including critical educational events for the broader public as well.
If we want people to be hospitalized, if we want people to be incarcerated, then what we do is get rid of clubhouses and we get rid of recovery learning communities. It is a terrible idea to cut back this funding.
I've been coming to the RLC for about 6 years now. I started my journey in addiction recovery. The music jam that I've been involved with for the last year or so has brought a lot of people together from different races, different backgrounds. People tend to isolate. I know I do, I know some other people in recovery tend to isolate. And being able to come here, it's a place to go, it's a safe environment to go for people in recovery.
And I was fortunate because by this point we had bought a house in Holyoke and there was an RLC within walking distance, and one of the first hearing voices groups in the country was there. And I went there, and instead of being judged or labeled or having people try to figure out what's wrong with me, instead people were, what is your story? What does it mean?
Our responsibility isn't to create spaces for people to be comfortable. It's to create spaces where it's comfortable to be uncomfortable, to stretch a little bit.
I don't think anyone's life anywhere could be perfect, of course, but this place definitely picks up a great deal of negativity that isn't in our lives and really turns it around into something really good.
Sean helped to plan and present during a community conversation at Holyoke Medical Center.
The Department of Mental Health let 4 of us from the RLC have the stage, essentially.
I've been in healthcare for 26 years or so, and I think that it was one of the most profound experiences I had, because suddenly the tables completely turn and you find yourself looking at your emergency room from somebody else's eyes and somebody else's experience, and you're like, wow, so this is what it feels like.
And I don't really think that would have happened if DMH hadn't really given over some of the spotlight to people that are in peer-to-peer roles, because it's what we do every day.
Living on the street, I've got a lot of post-traumatic stress, so I have a lot of trust issues. But here, I feel comfortable and safe. My self-esteem has gotten much better. I've gotten to the point that I've been able to get my driver's license, and I drive now. not homeless, not so destitute.
I have a family at home. I have children. I got 8 grandchildren, and this is my other family. I got people that hear voices that I can relate to. Plus, I have my own group that I run, The Winding Road, and it's about addiction. And this place has helped me do that. If I can help one person, and that one person can help me in some way, isn't it worth living?
I've been a volunteer here for 3 years. I met a lot of new friends, a lot of new people.
It gave me energy to keep going because I was at the point where I was like, wow, where do I go from here? You know what I'm saying? It seems like all my options are gone. You know, it just seems that way. It felt that way.
Years ago, I got very physically sick, and at that time, my life really fell apart and really kind of crashed, and everybody that was in my life really disappeared, including my family. Through the hospital, I found the RLC, and I started going to support groups, and then I started volunteering, so it gave me something to do. I don't have a lot of energy. At the time, I was struggling with a lot of fatigue, but I needed to do things, and it gave me the opportunity to do things, and now I'm an employee.
When I first came here, I was in and out the hospitals and going through a hard time in my life. When I came here, I met Earl and KK and everybody. They made me feel comfortable. I had problems a little bit, but I still kept coming. If the RLC was not here, I would probably be still in the hospitals, in jail, or even dead.
Since I've been coming here for 2.5 years, I have not been hospitalized. I have not needed to go into respite. And there was a few times over the past couple years where I came pretty close. But because I was able to come here and work through whatever was going on in my life, I didn't need to utilize those services, and I think that's a big savings.
To all the people that are making decisions about the cuts, please come and visit, because it might open your eyes and you might like what we do, because we do fight for human rights. That's what we do here, and for the little guy.
I just hope the RLC doesn't go away because it means a lot to me. The people, the community, the environment.
Give us your heart and let us continue on this journey that RLC has started for us. And with that, I say thank you.
Please help us fully restore the budget to Massachusetts RLCs. For more info on how you can get involved, go to massrlcs.org. In addition to updates, that's where you can find out how to contact your legislators today.